Okay, it is December 9th, 2024, 6 p.m. We're on the second floor of City Hall for a common council meeting. Agenda's been posted, media's been notified. Clerk, please take the roll call.
David Holt.
Here.
Stephen Jopek. Luke Kramer.
Here.
Carrie Mikulowski. Here. Gerald Anderson.
Here.
Thomas Barnett.
Here.
Bob Luter.
Here.
Leanne Felton.
Here.
We do have quorum. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, moving on to number 4, which is public comment. I have Jerry. Oh, if you could just turn the mic on or turn red, there should be a button. Yep.
There we go. Now. Yep, I hear it. I'm Jerry Scheidel. Lived here in Rhinelander for the last 50-some years. And in 1987, I came before this city council to make a statement. And it concerned, at the time, a proposed public golf course. I got up there. The golf course was being promoted as a great asset for the city, would pay for our rec department expenses every year, would lower our taxes, be a great economic boost, and would fill a great need that the city needed. Well, I'm here 35 plus years later to tell you, I told you so. Because back then I said, in no uncertain terms, a government entity will not make money. And I think, without a shadow of a doubt, the golf course has not made money. I don't know what the exact figures are, but I bet you you're pushing $2 million in the hole. At least that much. If the golf course was so necessary back then, such a great need that the city had to build it, I guarantee you the free market would have stepped in and done it for you. It would have been there in a heartbeat. It wasn't that necessary. Now, that was promoted as a great asset, something that was going to be a great benefit to the city. An asset is something that provides you with a profit, perhaps, increases in value, perhaps, is of some value to you. The city golf course is none of those. It is a huge liability, costing us money every single year. So you are now in a position where I think you should just simply sell it. There was a deed restriction put on it 30 years ago, 35 years ago, whatever. At an end of 30 years, if a deed restriction is not renewed by the party that issued it, it is no longer valid when the deed restriction is provided to a public entity such as the city of Rhinelander. That deed restriction ended 5 years ago. I was there when it happened. I was there when the city attorney came in and said to the mayor, this is going to expire in 2 weeks. She went there, filed the intent that we were going to manage the course ourselves or put it out to somebody else or whatever. That took care of it. You can sell this property right now. Following the proper procedures, of course, you can sell this property. You can get it off the backs of the taxpayers of Rhinelander. You can get it off the tax roll, put it on the tax roll, get it off the public responsibility. That deed restriction is gone. Sell, sell, sell. This is a golden opportunity to do that. Take the proceeds, whatever they are, improve some more roads, do some more infrastructure improvements, do something that the citizens of Rhinelander can look at and go, yep, that's helping me out. Because right now, the only ones that's being helped out there at the golf course are kind of the elite who like to play golf. And we're subsidizing it. I'm subsidizing it, as are all of you subsidizing it. I don't think that's right. I don't like it. And I'm here to tell you, sell, sell, sell. Pocket the tax revenue, and then you'll get $20,000 to $40,000 every year in taxes. You'll not have to come up with $100,000 to $200,000 a year to subsidize it. That'll help a tight budget. Believe me, having sat in that chair 45 years ago, I know about budgets only too darn well. You got to, of course, follow all your procedures. I don't have any problem with that. But sell, sell, sell. Now, when you have the chance. Now, when you apparently have gotten offers already, or at least a lot of interest in this golf course. A public enterprise doesn't operate nearly as efficiently as a private one, because they have skin in the game. You as council members really don't have any skin in the game other than as a taxpayer of the city of Rhinelander. I have skin in the game also out there, but it's minor. Somebody who owns that, their skin in the game is going to come right out of here, right out of the back pocket. Having been a businessman for 45 years, I am very much aware of that. I've taken my lumps, I've had my successes. With the interest you have in somebody buying it, with the fact that this is not an asset, it is a liability, and with the fact that you're in a bit of a transition period here right now, I think sell, sell, sell. Because you're going down the same road that has already failed. You're going to have to buy a lot of equipment out there. You're going to have to do all the deferred maintenance that's being put off out there. You're going to have to pay all the salaries. You're going to have to try to manage it. It's not going to work this time either. Now, I'm not going to be alive 30 years from now to come up here and tell you, I told you so. But 35 years ago, I told the then city council, this will not work. And I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. It's just a fact. Government enterprises do not run something nearly as efficiently or as profitably as a private enterprise, skin in the game, individual and or group. Sell, sell, sell. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a Tom.
Tom Barnett. Yes, I'm an older person, but right now I'm speaking as a citizen of Rhinelander. I stand before you today deeply concerned about the proposed management of our municipal golf course. Historically, this course has been a consistent financial burden, barely breaking even, and even operating at a deficit. The current fiscal year is no exception, with significant overspending in areas like food and beverage, totaling over $116,000. While we anticipate saving approximately $90,000 by eliminating an outside management firm, this amount falls short of covering the ongoing operational deficit. The golf course's reliance on the general fund amounting to a staggering total to date of $1,936,850.41. It is a clear indication of its unsustainable nature. Some argue that the golf course is a valuable green space that should be preserved. I agree. But I question the wisdom of maintaining it as a financial drain on our city. Even if we were to sell the course, the land would likely, and I would almost guarantee, would remain a green space. It just wouldn't be us running it. Albeit, one of the city doesn't have to fund and can put the money toward things that the city actually needs, unlike a golf course. Tonight, we're considering a significant investment in new golf carts, a cost of nearly $300,000 by the end of the proposed payment terms. This expenditure, without a clear understanding of the golf course's true value, is a risky proposition. As business owner, and I know there are several business owners here, you cannot tell me that that is a really bad move. As responsible stewards of taxpayer dollars, we must make informed decisions, and this is not what is happening with the golf course. I urge the City Council to prioritize transparency and sound financial management. Let's commission a professional appraisal to accurately assess the golf course's worth. By doing so, we can make data-driven decisions that benefit our community rather than blindly investing in a potentially unprofitable venture. Thank you.
Thank you. Was there anyone else for public comment? Do any of the alders have any public comment? Okay, not seeing. Okay, moving on to mayor's comments. I have none at this time. Moving on to 6, public hearing, none apply. Moving on to number 7, presentations. I have Josh Lowe from Ellers regarding the revenue bonds for Messer Street project.
Hi, good evening. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you so much for having me. I want to give you the results for the interim financing for your projects. So thank you for teeing that up for me. Do you guys have a sale day report that was circulated amongst staff to hopefully go to the council for this? If not, I can share my screen.
Yes, they do.
Perfect, perfect. So a couple weeks ago, we were given the go-ahead to solicit interim financing to allow the project to be constructed while we're waiting for the USDA permanent financing to go through after the project is actually constructed. That's the way that these USDA large infrastructure projects work. Basically, you have to put the entire project into function, and you get reimbursed by them to go into the permanent financing, take out your long-term loan after the project has been completed. So the purpose for this interim financing is to give you the funds that you need for construction in the meantime, okay? So for the last couple of weeks, we've been working with staff to develop a term sheet that went out to several local area banks to give you that interim financing, and tonight I'm here to present to you the results. You got 2 bids back, both which we consider healthy. The low bidder was from Covantage Credit Union from Antigua, Wisconsin. They gave you a rate of 5% even. It's a very good rate considering the market for these kinds of issues these days. Certainly we would consider that to be right in line with the things that we've been seeing for other similar kinds of transactions. So right there on that, I guess it's the second page of your packet, really shows some high-level summary statistics of the transaction overall. So the 2 bids, you got the one winning bid from Covantage, and then the second bid, 5.58. I would still actually consider that to be a fine bid for a transaction like this for these days. Both of those are quite in line, but of course 5% is the better one. So that would be the one that we recommend. All right. The total interest cost for this that we've estimated so far using your new rate of 5%, scanning down a little bit, the total interest cost that would be expected would be about $500,687. That's going to be part of your total principal and interest that would be paid. If this goes all the way out to maturity in December of 2026 is when that's going to happen. However, if the project gets completed before that, you don't have to pay interest for that entire time. So once this is prepayable at any time, once the project is done and we're really ready to close with USDA, you will not pay for that full interest cost of having it outstanding the entire time because it's prepayable. So that's one of the nice features of doing interim financing in this manner with local area banks. You can always prepay those at any time. The next most important thing to share for you is the closing of this one is expected to happen on December 30th of this year. So we've got a few weeks to work with staff, and bank, and bond counsel to make sure that all of our documentation is in line to close on this transaction if you could receive funds by the end of 2024. Additionally, you should have the sale resolution that was provided by you by Qualls and Brady, bond counsel on this issue. So you should have everything ready to go to approve this tonight. Do you have any questions for me?
So I have 2, if you just could make it clear. So 1, if this was to be paid down sooner or closed sooner, there's no penalty, and we would save the appropriate interest by doing so.
That's exactly right.
And then 2, So this project has multiple funding aspects. Some of it is through grants, some of it is through different funding agencies. If for some reason, when this project is complete, we don't need to use the full amount at that point, could we then look at changing the structure and/or reducing the amount at that point?
Yeah, if additional grants or other sources of funds that you mentioned come through, that's something that we worked out with USDA between now and the time when that loan closes. If, for whatever reason you get some other large grant from Wisconsin or the other federal monies available, then you would not be on the hook for the entire 5.217. That's what's stated in the letter of conditions right now, but if those conditions wind up changing, then you wind up negotiating back with USDA to make sure that that amount is lowered down.
If we choose not to change anything with the agreement, are we locked in at that 5% interest rate for the life of the loan?
As for the life of this loan, the USDA one is going to be much lower than that because it's subsidized by federal sources. So this one provided by Covantage is locked in at 5% between now and the time that you prepaid this one.
Okay. Council have any other questions? Thank you so much for your presentation.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, moving on to number 8, proclamations, none apply for this meeting. Moving on to number 9, which is consent agenda. We have A, bills and claims, B, meeting minutes from the Common Council from November 25th, C, meeting minutes from the Special Common Council for December 3rd, and monthly reports. Mr. Holt?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda, including the bills and claims in the amount of $1,515,467.89.
Kramer, second.
Motion second. Any discussion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek.
Okay, motion passes. Moving on to number 10, which are ordinance. This would be the second reading for ordinance 2024-9. I refer to our city administrator.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is just a second reading for the tobacco licensing ordinance. Believe everybody's had a chance to look at it. Austin Zarda, the city clerk, got some input on it and believes it's ready to go.
Mr. Holt?
I will make a motion to approve adoption of proposed ordinance 2024-09, an ordinance to amend section 4.05.11 of the City of Rhinelander Code of Ordinances.
Motion second. Any discussion on the ordinance? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Gerald Anderson, Stephen Jopek, Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to number 11, unfinished business, none apply for this meeting. Moving on to 12, new business. 12A, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-160. As you guys know, American Rescue Plan funds are due to be allocated and spent by the end of the year, and this is just utilizing the remainder of those funds before time runs out and we have to give the money back. With that, I turn to Patrick for the use.
This one and the next one are both ARPA. So anything we don't expend by the end of this year goes back to the federal government. So a lot of what you see here in the first and 160 is office chairs. The police department needs office chairs, computer monitors, things that I'd rather not pull out of the general fund for, and that this is perfect for. So we got all the quotes and everything. It's just easier to put them together instead of taking up 20 pages in your packet for it.
Mr. Barnett?
Is there a restriction on the police chief getting in Corinthian leather?
Soft and supple, but I don't think he's getting Corinthian leather
Okay,
this
I
time.
just want to
We'll
make sure.
have to wait for the next COVID funding, so.
Mr. Holt?
I'll make a motion to approve proposed resolution 2024-160, approving the purchase of various pieces of equipment for the police department and city hall for $4,215.18, utilizing remaining American Rescue Plan Act funds.
Luder, second.
Motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Luke Kramer,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek, Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to 12B, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-161. This is using American Rescue Plan funds to buy a piece of apparatus for the fire department for $7,200. Patrick?
And this will close out ARPA for us if approved. So Chief Tanadkor and I had talked about this with the lakes, the rivers, everything else around here, needing an inflatable rescue craft for hoping it never happens, but having to save somebody whose boat is capsized or fallen through ice or whatever else. So this is another great use for these funds. And like I said, this will do it for the ARPA funds.
Mr. Holt?
I'll make a motion to approve proposed resolution 2024-161, approving the purchase of an inflatable rescue craft from Oceanid for the City of Rhinelander Fire Department for $7,200, utilizing remaining ARPA funds.
Luder second.
Motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
David Holt,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek, Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson, Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to C, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-162. This is regarding a beer and liquor license for Diamia Pizza on Stevens Street. I believe there was no issues from either police or fire for that.
And there were no issues from the clerk's office either.
Mikulowski, I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-162, approving a CBC Class B beer and liquor license for Dina Mia Pizza.
Hold second.
Okay. So we have a motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek, Gerald Anderson, Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Bob Luder.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to 12D, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-163. This is approving a Class A beer and liquor license for a property at 2141 Lincoln Street. I believe this is the BP station over by Walmart. Mr. Holt?
I'll make a motion to approve proposed resolution 2024-163, approving a CAC Class A beer and liquor license application for Adya Petro Incorporated.
Kramer second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No. With that, clerk, please take the roll call.
Gerald Anderson, Stephen Jopek, Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to E, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-164. This is a pay application for over $101,000 regarding a lift station on Pelham. I don't know if, Mark, anything you want to add? So, in this, my understanding, this will pretty much pay us up for everything but just site restoration next spring due to grass don't grow now. Oh, apparently I lied.
I wouldn't call you a liar in front of all these people. But there is some additional work to be done. This is for 90% of the electrical. There's still some labor costs and some mobilization costs that we'll be seeing in the next pay request. So there is some work to be done. They should be wrapping it up mid-January, and then everything will be done, less the restoration, Mr. Mayor.
Cool. So far, is it on track to be on budget?
Yes.
Cool. So we'll be looking for a motion.
Kramer, I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2024-164, approving pay application number 4 for August Winter and Sons for $101,936.23 for the work completed on the 2023 Pelham Street Lift Station Upgrade Project.
Luder second. Motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson, Carrie McCloskey.
Aye.
Stephen Jopek. David Holt.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to F, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-165. So this is actually a pretty cool one. It's an agreement between the City of Rhinelander and the Rhinelander Urban Forestry Recovery Project. I'd like to call Mr. Tom Giroux up to speak about this, who's our city forester. No pressure.
Not much to say. Patrick said it in his note, this is all covered by the grant, and I think it's good that we're working with Oneida County. City pays taxes to Oneida County to operate a land conservation department, and we should get some services. In this case, we're actually paying for them through the grant. So that's all I have to say.
So we'd be looking for a motion.
Holt, I'll make a motion to approve proposed resolution 2024-165, approving an agreement between the Oneida County Land and Water Conservation Department and the City of Rhinelander for work on the Rhinelander Urban Forest Recovery and Revitalization Project.
Kramer, second.
Motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Thomas Barnett.
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Carrie McCloskey.
Aye.
Bob Luder.
Aye.
Gerald Anderson. David Holt.
Aye.
Luke Kramer.
Aye.
Stephen Jopek.
Motion passes. Moving on to G, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-166. This is regarding a scope of engagement for a revenue bond application. I refer to our financial director, Wendy.
So Quarles and Brady is the company that we use to provide all the legal work on the borrowings. And this is just an engagement letter giving them permission to perform the work, which they have performed for this interim financing.
Mr. Anderson?
Is this the same financing we just heard about in the presentation?
Correct.
Mr. Holt?
Make a motion to approve proposed resolution 2024-166, approving, authorizing, and directing the mayor to sign a scope of engagement letter with Quarles for bond counsel services for the proposed issuance of $5,217,000 City of Rhinelander Sewer System Revenue Bond Anticipation Note Series 2024.
Anderson, second.
Motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Luke Kramer.
Aye.
David Holt.
Aye.
Bob Luder.
Aye.
Stephen Jopek. Thomas Barnett.
Aye.
Gerald Anderson.
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Carrie McCloskey.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to H, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-167. This would be authorizing the issuance of the same bond in question. Refer to our finance director.
Well, I did want to point out that what is in the packet that was issued to the public did not have all the final information in it because it was unknown as of Friday. So in front of the council, they have the official resolution for the sale of the anticipation notes, and it just includes the final bidder and the final the interest rate. And then I also wanted to let you know that the mayor had asked about the structuring of financing and the repaying of the interim financing. How it generally works, we have completed the same task for the other USDA projects like the Stevens Street project and Oneida Ave project. We will do a draw of at least $50,000 on the closing of the interim financing on December 30th. And then we will not make another draw until we actually start getting the construction costs come in, which won't be until the summer. So we're not paying interest on the full amount at the beginning of the loan. We just pay the interest as we draw the money. And as soon as we have spent down the entire amount, then we close on the USDA loan and pay it off right away.
Be looking for an action.
Michalowski, I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 2024-167, resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of a $5,217,000 sewage System Revenue Bond Anticipation Note Series 2024.
Luder second.
Motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
David Holt,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek, Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson, Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to I, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-168. This would be approving a 72-month lease for 60 golf carts at the golf course. I'm assuming, I don't know if you want to speak on this, Patrick?
Sure. Keith Sterone from Oliphant is here as well. He's the general manager out at the golf course. Keith, I don't know if you want to speak about it a little bit, or?
Sure. Thank you, Council, for letting me come up here and speak with you today. As everybody knows, when you own a car yourselves, after so many years, you have to start putting a lot of money into it to retain it. We do the same thing with golf fleets. After so many years, you have to put so much dollars into it to maintain that fleet each and every year, and they start losing their value. So at this point, usually it's a every 6 to 8 year process that as a golf course, you would go through replacing your fleet of carts with a newer fleet. And this just happens to fall on the same time frame of raising our rates at the lower end. So going forward with the rates and the golf carts, if we go into this new season with the city taking over and Oliphant being gone, you're going to be at that proper point where your new person in place as your GM running your club will not only have a reason to explain why we have new fleet of carts and why the rates went up. They work together. So going forward, the new fleet of carts, it's 60 carts, it's 10 more than we have. We rent carts every year at this club to get us through our busiest summer months to help us out. This will eliminate that rental of $7,000 to $8,000 a month over the summer for that. It'll also help us to maintain our fleet even better by not running the same carts constantly. So those carts will last longer and they'll actually generate revenue at the end of their term.
So I have a couple questions for you. So the current carts, are they looking to buy these back from us or trade them in, or?
Yes, they have a trade-in value, and they're on the docket to be traded in. 4 of them are being kept. 2 of them we're sending over to the city streets and sidewalks departments for doing their stuff because they like to borrow ours during the summer. And 2 of them are being kept for our rangers so we don't pull from our fleet to lose revenue out of them.
And I'm assuming your timing of doing this now is just based on supply and demand and how long it takes to get them on order and delivered.
Yes, if we get them done by the 1st of this year and we get it approved, we could actually get the carts to start the spring and have brand new carts to start our next season with here at the golf course.
And then, as council probably remembers, part of the budget for the 2025 fiscal year, this was in the budget. How did your actual bid come in versus the budget that we built?
The bid is the actual budget that we have. That's what we put it in at.
So right on budget?
Right on budget.
So, cool, thank you. I don't know if council has any motions or questions? Mr. Anderson?
Am I to understand that this is to, that with the increase in rates, that you'll be able to cover the expense of these new carts?
Yes, all the expenses for all the new carts are built into our budget, and it actually works with the budget and the expenses that we've done as far as the rate increases. So these are all built into the budget for the golf course to handle without any out-of-pocket money to the city.
Do you have any feedback from people about the rate increases? Is that likely to cause less usage of the course?
No, the rate increase is to actually get us caught up to where everybody else is around us. We did a survey of all the courses around the area that are within 20 to 25 miles of us. And with our rate increase for the next year in 2025, our rates will still be cheaper than their 2024 rates. It'll be $1 or $2 less than what they are charging, and their rates are going up this year as well.
I'd like to move the approval of Resolution 2024-168, approving 72-month lease purchase for 60 golf carts for the Northwood Golf Club from Meyer Yamaha for $6,585.09 per month.
Luder, second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, not seeing clerk, please take the roll call.
Thomas Barnett,
Nay.
Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek.
Motion passes. Moving on to J, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-169. This is approving of, 72-month lease agreement for a UMAX 2 utility carts. I don't know if Patrick, you want to speak on this at all?
Sure. Keith, you're probably going to be able to do it better than I will, but this is for basically a utility cart. When I talked to Keith, I said Gator, he said close enough. It's kind of like one of those. So it's for maintenance out on the course. This was a budgeted amount, and this was in their budget. So Keith, I don't know what else you have. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the only other thing I would add to that is right now our maintenance department is using a couple of our carts from our fleet and causing more damage to them, so this will actually eliminate that going forward.
Luder, make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-169, approving a 72-month lease purchase agreement for a 2024 Yamaha UMAX 2 utility cart for Meyer Yamaha from Northwoods Golf Club for $338.86 per month.
Felton, second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing clerk, please take the roll call.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek, Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Nay.
Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Bob Luder.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to K, discuss and/or action proposed resolution 2024-171. This will be a rate schedule for Northwoods Golf Course for the 2025 season. If you look in your packet, it starts on page 100 and goes on. So Keith, you already talked about how we're currently still a fair price compared to neighboring golf courses, not even factoring in if they do a rate increase. Anything else you'd want to touch on with this?
We haven't raised the lower ends of our rates in a couple of years now. We raised the upper end of our rates last year. So this year, to raise the lower rates to match everybody else and still be a few dollars less, it's not going to deter from golfers coming to our club instead of driving 20 miles away.
Ms. Mikulowski?
Can you explain the difference between the higher and lower end costs?
Yeah, our higher end rates are more of our out-of-town rates, non-resident rates. Those are for the people that come up that just visit the area, that want to play golf. Those rates went up last year from $70 to $75. This year, they're not going up, so we're raising the lower end rates, which is our local rates for those that live in the area and have an Oneida County residence to help sustain the golf course at the rate it should be.
Mr. Anderson?
As I read it, there's a senior rate for residents, but not for non-residents. Is that correct?
Correct.
Mikulowski, I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-171, approving the rate schedule for Northwood Golf Club for the 2025 season.
Anderson, second.
We have a motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing clerk, please take the roll call.
Gerald Anderson,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek, Luke Kramer,
Aye.
Carrie Mikulowski,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Thomas Barnett,
Nay.
David Holt,
Aye.
Leanne Felton.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to L, discuss and/or action City of Rhinelander organization chart. That would be page 105. Pretty much the only changes that were made is we added a new department, which is the golf course general manager, and then people who report to him. As you see, whoever the golf course general manager becomes will report directly to the city administrator, just like all the other department heads. So we're just looking for an action to approve if you choose fit.
Mikulowski, I'll make a motion to approve the new organizational chart.
Felton, second.
Motion second. Any discussion on the motion? Not seeing. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Luke Kramer,
Aye.
David Holt,
Aye.
Bob Luder,
Aye.
Stephen Jopek, Thomas Barnett,
Aye.
Gerald Anderson, Leanne Felton,
Aye.
Carrie McCloskey.
Aye.
Motion passes. Moving on to 13A, communication. This is regarding the water rates that went out. Mr. Patrick?
Sure. So, just want to let you know the water rates, the Public Service Commission, we found out in November, approved our water rate case, as you probably remember. Last year, we did a simplified rate case and then had a conventional rate case done. In Wisconsin, Public Service Commission sets your water rates. So Ellers on behalf of us put together a rate case, put it through, and these are going to be your new rates. The wastewater and stormwater rates, if you recall last year, you guys upped them for, I believe, up until 2029. So those are reflected in here as well.
And just to be clear, you don't need any kind of motion on this. It's just more of an FYI. So, and part of this is just supporting how we're doing our utility projects from Messer Street to any future. Increasing these rates is what helps make that happen. So, is any discussion? Oh, Mr. Anderson?
So these rates will continue until we go through the commission again, is that right?
For the water, correct.
For water.
Stormwater and wastewater we can set, the council can set. Public Service Commission sets your water rates.
And since we bill quarterly, does that mean that most people would not be feeling these new rates until March or April?
Well, I can't tell you what everybody's gonna feel. There's gonna be some increase. I ran my last bill versus using these numbers. My bill went up $15 total. So your experience might vary from mine, but there's an increase, so there will be an increase in the bills.
And from a timing point of view, if I'm not mistaken, Wendy might know more. There's 3 different batches, so I think there's 3 cycles of moving bills out there.
So we have quarterly billing, and we bill a third of the city each month, but the January billing is for November, December, and January usage. So we do a weighted average on the rates. So you are correct, Gerald, that it's not going to be until March that everybody is going to feel the full effect of the full rate.
It's, I'd love to not be able to raise these. I have to pay them like all of you have to pay them too. But you need a new well, you need infrastructure projects, you need a lot of things done. And these projects, these improvements, they don't come free. Again, if you remember, back in August of 2023, Ellers did the rate case study. They laid it all out there, what we were looking at, what we needed. So it's going to be important moving forward that we stay up on these. We don't let 5-10 years go by before we do something. If you stay up on them, it's the smart way to go. Mr. Barnett said there was many business owners out there, and he's correct, and business owners will tell you when your expenses go up, your prices have to go up too. It's unfortunate, but we're doing the best thing for the future of this city.
Anything else on communications? Okay, not seeing. Moving on to 14, which is future agenda item requests. Mr. Barnett?
I would like to have the topic of getting an appraisal for the golf course.
Sure. Anything else for future agenda item requests? Okay, not seeing. As you guys know, we canceled our next meeting due to it being so close to the holidays. So our next regular common council meeting will be January 13th at 6 p.m. here at City Hall. It is 6:44, meeting adjourned.